Hello everybody, today we're going to be talking about how to support your kids through tantrum and how to support them through any type of general resistance that they may be going through. Whether that's having trouble with homework, having trouble in school, having trouble with their peers, siblings, fighting, arguing, and most importantly, when they're having trouble with you. Okay, so first we have to ask ourselves, you have to ask yourself, how do you currently handle your kids when they're going through a tantrum? With a lot of the parents, families that we work with right now and that we've worked with in the past, the way that they were doing it was through hitting, spanking, yelling, putting their kids in timeout, different types of punishments, taking away toys with their kids. But you have to ask yourself, would you put your partner in timeout? Would you put your friend in timeout if they weren't listening to you and they weren't reacting the way that you want them to? I would guess not. So why is it that we handle our kids in a similar type of way? The problem with timeout and punishment is that you try to control behavior rather than communicate. And both sides are at fault here. Both sides have to take responsibility. One, the kid for not being able to fully express himself, but also the parent by not being able to fully support the kid through walking through those problems. So as a parent, you have to ask yourself first, how am I reacting to the situation? What am I feeling? What memories do I have? Have I walked through a similar point as a kid as well? And that's where you start, asking yourself those questions. Your child has these behavior issues because of you, okay? So you cannot blame them. You have to be able to take responsibility for what is happening to your child. They only have these issues because of how they've watched you move throughout your environment and move throughout the world, but also because of different environments that you've placed them in. The primary starting point as a parent is you. And so this is not going to be an easy pill. There's no magic to this. If anybody's trying to sell you on 7 steps to a quick fix to have better relationship with your child, or 7 steps to make your kids do homework faster and listen to you, that doesn't exist. This is going to be a process. It's something that you have to work through and have to really take on, just like you would go to the gym. If you want to have a better body, you want to be healthier, every day you go to the gym to figure out what it is that I can do within myself or in my workout to actually become stronger. The really cool part about this process is that the child will support you to walk through these points as well, right? By having a kid, you're gonna start to notice things about yourself that you could never have seen without having them. They're like a mirror because they're a carbon copy to you and they're the carbon copy that you're creating. But the thing is that you first have to support yourself before you can fully be able to take on and support the kid. You have to slow down. You have to breathe through the point. It's just like in a plane. When they ask you to first put on your oxygen mask, you have to first save yourself before you can fully help somebody else. And so the way to do that is to first find yourself in a point of stability, and then you can, through stability, be able to rationally explain the point to the kid as to how they can act better and why it's not best. Really cool story to highlight that point is that we have a parent in our community who had a 2.5-year-old who was playing with balloons one time. The kid was playing with balloons, having an amazing time, being able to blow them up, throw them across the floor, and just generally feel joy, a sense of joy through playing. When the time came though for the child to put the balloons away, he started to throw a tantrum, started crying, shouting, yelling, fighting back. And what the parent did was support the kid to breathe through the point, breathe in and out, and start explaining to him why it wouldn't be best for him to have more balloons because he'd make a bigger mess and there'd be more to clean and such like that. So what's really profound about this story is that the kid was able to, once he calmed down from the tantrum, explain to himself, but also his father, why he was crying in the first place. You know what he said? He said that I was crying because I thought if I cried, you would give me more balloons. How profound is that for a 2.5-year-old to be able to explain with rationale why he was acting a certain way and why he was trying to control and manipulate his environment to get what he wanted. So something cannot be acceptable, but that doesn't mean you have to use force. The best way to support a kid through a tantrum is to slow down and to spend time with them, to spend time to rationally explain to them why it's not best for them to act in that way and what the consequences for them would be in the future if that does happen, right? If you don't do that, and if you don't have this process, there's going to be a time and point where the kid grows up and they're going to have certain behaviors within their lives and themselves that they know that they copied from you, and they're going to start to feel resentment towards you, start to feel spite towards you because you could have had a chance to correct that and support them to become better versions of themselves. And now it's going to be a lot harder when they're adults or they're teenagers or wherever the case may be. And so if any of this resonates with you, I want you to book a call down below in the calendar to reach out to our team. We will reach back out to you and see what tools that we have, resources, or even other parents that we can connect you with to show you if what we're doing here in education and in parenting would actually resonate and align best with your goals. So this is Jude with Limitless Education. It's been a pleasure to speak with you. As always, looking forward to the next time. Good night.